Hi there, everybody. Okay, just wanted to give you a quick little video on how to make a line of best fit in Desmos. You can see that I've typed in some data over here. This is the number of grams of fat in a bunch of different foods compared to the number of calories in those foods. And we're looking to see if there's a relationship between the number of grams of fat in the food and how many calories there is. Now, I've taken the number of grams of fat as the independent variable because I think, my general background knowledge of nutrition being what it is, fat causes the calories, not the other way around. Food having calories doesn't make it fatty. Food being fatty makes it have a lot of calories. Okay, so that's why I've put fat as the X variable and calories as the Y variable. Now, if I want to make my graph look a little bit nicer, I can go in Desmos over here to the little graph settings tool, and I could say that the x-axis is fat, and that was measured in grams, and the y-axis was calories, and the actual unit for that is kilocals. Right, so that gives me a little bit nicer looking graph. And to see the data, it's not on my screen yet because I'm not zoomed into the right position. The fastest, easiest way to see all my data is to click here on Zoom to Fit. Now, when we look at the data, we can see there's a pretty good trend there. The more fat something has, the more calories it has. It's not a perfect trend. Some of these points are obviously not going to fall right on the line because there are other things in food that give it calories as well, but there's a definite relationship between the number of grams of fat and the number of calories. And it looks like these points, for the most part, fall on a fairly straight line. So we're going to try to put a line of best fit into this. There's a bunch of different ways you can do that in Desmos, and here's one fairly quick and dirty one to work with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add another table to my set of equations and stuff over here. And in this table, I'm just going to put 2 points, one that's down here near the bottom of it. So I'm going to say maybe 2 grams of fat and maybe 80 calories. I'm just kind of guessing where these points are for now because I'm going to figure out where exactly to place them in a minute. And then I want another one that's up here. I could even use this point that's right in the graph. So whatever has 31 grams of fat, 31 and 407. Just to make it a little easier for myself, I'm going to make it 32 and 410. That way I know this is the point I added and this was the original point. Okay, now I don't have a line yet. I want to see that, so I'm going to go to the little settings button here. And to help myself out, I'm going to color these differently. So now that's the two purple or blue dots there. And I'm going to show the line between them. And I'm going to make it so that maybe if my screen allows me, I'm going to make it so that I can drag those points around. So just turn on those two switches, one for lines and one for drag. Right? And then say you're done. Now, a good line of best fit should go somewhere through the middle of all the data. I can drag these points around now since I said make them draggable. So somewhere about maybe there. And up here on this end, well, what do you think if I set it there? It sort of follows the trend, but take in how I have 1, 2, 3, 4 points, maybe 5 points below the line, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points above the line. That's not really a great line of best fit. It should be kind of an even number of points above and below. It doesn't have to be exactly the same number, but it should be at least close. So I'm going to move my line of best fit up a little bit here. Maybe that's a little closer to the best fitting line that I can make. I'm really just kind of eyeballing it at this point. Later in the course and later in math, we're going to talk about much more formal methods to find the exact line of best fit. But for now, if I was to just eyeball that into place, that's pretty good. Now I could make judgments like, oh, let's see, something that has 18 grams of fat. So 15, 16, 17, 18 grams of fat. And if I come up until I meet the line, It's meeting the line at just under, I guess that would be 260. So how many calories does something with 18 grams of fat have? I might say 257, something just under 260. Okay, or if something has 350 calories in it, how many grams of fat might it have? It might have, looks like we're touching the line right about there, which comes down right about there. So 26 and a half grams of fat. That would be what I would expect to find, how many grams of fat I would expect to find in something with 350 calories. Right, so there's one quick and easy way to make a line that you can drag around until you're happy with how it fits the data. See you in the next video with another way to make a line of best fit.